You never really knew what water was and you never really knew what stones
No,
were.
even now I do not know. Do you know?
No, I don't, clearly. But I'm curious to know then what you meant when you say you had this moment on Chamundi Hill at the age of 25, a life, you'll find it in the book if you haven't heard of it already, a life-transforming experience on Chamundi Hill. He went up for a few minutes, for half an hour, and came back 6 hours later, a mystic. What happened on
She's
Chamundi?
beginning to talk like she writes script in the local cinema.
I think my question is, if this moment is what we call a moment of self-knowledge or enlightenment, you actually go on to talk about it later as a condition of borderless ignorance. So are you saying that the ignorance that existed earlier was just amplified at this point? Because that in itself is a kind of boggling concept.
See, only ignorance can be limitless, isn't it? Can knowledge be limitless? Knowledge is always limited. How much ever you know, it's still limited. But ignorance is boundless, isn't it? So I mean, I'm not trying to be a mystic, okay? She brings up this kind of issues. Ignorance is definitely borderless, boundless. And it is the ignorance which empowers us to search, seek, explore, limitlessly travel through the scape of life. Knowledge would render you to your grave when you're alive. If you're satisfied with what you know, it would render you to your grave very quickly. The grave may not be of stone, usually it is made of paper. They call it scriptures. People just go there and bury themselves in the scripture. You know, you have heard this, somebody buried himself into your book. You do. So that's a grave. Wherever you're buried, that's a grave, isn't it? So people bury themselves into this because knowledge just gives you a certain sense of security. Knowledge gives you a certain sense of belonging. Knowledge gives you a certain sense of, I'm somebody. Knowledge gives you a sense of something that you're worthwhile in some way. Knowledge takes away the tremendous possibility of being a worthless speck of dust in this existence that can be just blown anywhere and just be there. The existence is a part of it. Knowledge takes away the possibility of union, which is yoga. Knowledge takes away the possibility of inclusiveness. Knowledge is always exclusive, please see this. The more knowledgeable you become, the more removed you become from everybody. Ignorance is like a sponge, it picks up everything. Knowledge is already heavy, it cannot pick up anything. Even today if I walk on the street, or this moment when I sit here, I'm completely empty-headed at this, like, every time I enter and look at people, I'm absolutely empty. Okay, I look at them, okay, what do they need, and I speak. Not once do I walk into a hall thinking, what will I speak, what will I say? There is no such thing in me because what is there to say? The magnitude of ignorance is stupendous compared to the minuscule nature of knowledge. Just by sheer size, you must put knowledge in the back seat because it's no use. It's just not even comparable in size, is it? The magnitude of ignorance of this cosmic space and the knowledge of what we have about it, is it comparable? You think it's comparable?
I think